on, everybody. Let's do this. Here we go. Come on, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. That's me. Yeah. Oh, my please.
Hello Musketeers, welcome to Mondays with Mickey. My name is Mike Knigge, I'm your host, and this week we're going to talk about Disney pin trading. Specifically, we're going to talk about how I Disney pin trade and how me and my family, or my family and I, how we collect our pins and how we display our pins. Now, this is the second in a series of pin trading episodes that I'm doing. The first episode, I showed a unboxing of a bulk pack of Disney pins. Now, what we like to do before we go to the parks, or any Disney location in general, because pretty much most of them, allow pin trading, or encourage pin trading. Before we go to the Disney parks, we usually buy one of these bulk packs, and then we divvy them out as a family. And that way we kind of put them all on the table, and we all one by one pick them out, so that way it's fair, because there's a little competitiveness going between the group, between the four of us. But that said, that was a previous episode. I encourage you to go back and check it out. This episode is going to talk more about how we pin trade and how we collect and display them. All right. Now, we are a little different from most of your pin traders. Okay. Most pin traders, they collect them, they turn around, they get groups of things together, and they turn around and sell them. I shouldn't say most, I should say your hardcore pin traders are like that. Then there's other people, like myself and my family, that collect them mainly because we like the pins, and, we want to have them. Now, my wife and daughter, they are getting some collections going, so I think they might turn into pin traders, like the more hardcore type, because honestly, they are the competitive types, and they really like to have, they like to see what they can make and twist around and make happen. But they also collect it because they like to keep certain pins of certain characters and such that they enjoy. But before I continue, because somebody really wants himself introduced to Mondays with Mickey, because he's climbing up my body. Musketeers, this is Sam. Sam, Musketeers, Sam. He is the newest addition to our family. He joined us on July 4th. He is a bundle of trouble. Yes, you are. What are you doing? You biting me? He's never up on my desk, so this is a treat for him, and he's excited because he sees Daddy sitting at the chair. Ooh, I can get up here. Oh, yeah. Oh, see? Bundle of trouble. His name is Sam again. He was a very belated birthday present from a good friend of ours. And I'm sure you'll see him more. He's now part of the family. He hasn't started pin trading yet. No, you haven't. But he likes to climb Daddy. Yes, he does. Like Mount Everest or the Matterhorn if you're a Disneyland fan. So I'm going to try to keep him off of here. Stop. I'm going to try to keep him off the desk while I talk about pin trading, but we'll see how well that goes. So we'll put him down for now. Come on, buddy. Come on. So, anyway, like I said, we trade differently. I personally collect characters and things that I enjoy. There are things I look for when I pin trade. I look for certain characters. Like, I'm a huge Stitch fan. And yes, I am taking a cat off my leg. I'm a huge Stitch fan. So anything Stitch I'm really into. particularly if they have the Star Wars Emperor Stitch. I'm not as big fan of Jedi Stitch because, okay, I guess he's coming up here. I'm not as big a fan of the Jedi Stitch, the good guy Stitch. I like the evil Stitch because the troublemaker bad Stitch was always the fun Stitch. That's always his his curious and getting involved in things side, and I really like the evil Emperor Stitch. So I collect Stitch pins. If I find Emperor Stitch pins, I try to collect those. I like park specific pins. Things that represents parks or things that come from parks. Like I have some Hong Kong Disneyland pins. For me, that's an awesome find, particularly here in the States. I have like a pin from Disney Conservation Fund, from Disney's Animal Kingdom. I have a Hollywood Studios pin. So, I try to collect those pins because, they have direct links to great memories for me. All right, I have a special set, which I'll talk about when I actually show my pins, which is actually on the other side of this camera at the moment. They have special meaning to me. Other types of pins I collect characters I like, or just pins I happen to enjoy. Most of my family, again, is the same way. My son just collects based off of whatever strikes his fancy at the moment. The only thing he specifically collects right now is Oswald pins, because he's a huge fan of the Oswald character. My daughter and my wife, they collect pins that they like, but they also are really into doing collections. One of the things you'll find with Disney pin trading is you'll find groups of pins. Now, it could be the Transportation series, and it could be all the different, transportation craft that Walt Disney World offers. I have certain hidden Mickey sets that you can get. It's 1 of 5, or 2 of 5, 3 of 5, so on and so forth. That you can collect the whole series, and then there's like Ender pins that will polish off the entire set. My wife and daughter are getting more into that. They're not quite at the point of being hardcore traders by any means, but they are a little competitive, and they like to collect things. So they're kind of getting into the collection side of thing as opposed to just collecting what they like. And more power to them. There is no right or wrong way to Disney pin trade. It is all about your personal preference. And yes, he is a furry parrot. In case you're curious, furry parrot. So I encourage you to find what works for you. If you're one of the hardcore collectors and you've got to collect all the different collections and then trade them in, make some more money, and then turn around and start another collection, or if it's something you want to invest in and then one day sell the whole kit and caboodle off to make some money, more power to you. Me, I just like to have them in the house. I like to have them on display. It helps remind me of Walt Disney World. Get out of my light. It reminds me of Walt Disney World, my home away from home, the place I'd love to be 24/7 if I could get away with it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you my son's pin collection. I'm going to show you my pin collection. And I hope you guys enjoy. And, I'll be right back. Say bye, Sam. We'll see you in a second. See you guys in a second. Enjoy. Alright, everybody. Before I show you my collection, I'm going to go ahead and show you my son's collection. Now, my son, he collects I wouldn't say like most people. He's not a collector like me, like myself. He's not a collector because he wants to collect collections and make money. He collects because he likes pins. Now, he has less of a rhyme or reason than the rest of us, but he collects because he likes pins. Now, when I say he's like other collectors, or other people who just, collect the pins in general, he doesn't put his on display. You'll see my display here in just a second. His display, well, he doesn't, tongue-tied today. His way of keeping him safe is he has a pin book. Now, I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can get this in the light better. Yeah, there you go. His way of doing it is a pin book. Now, this is a small pin book. All 4 of us have the same exact pin book because we're all part of the Disney Movie Club VIP pin collection. We collect all the pins that we can get from the Disney Movie Club. And when we got the VIP book, we got our lanyards and we got these books and such. So here we go. We'll open up his pins and take a look. And like I said, see, you can look at his pins. He has no real rhyme or organization or reason behind them. He collects them because, well, he likes them. You know, he likes certain characters. Like, he's a huge Wally fan. He likes Baymax. You know, he got into Duffy, so now he has the Duffy stuff. He collects because he likes the characters. He likes the pins for some reason or another. Right there, he's got a DuckTales pin. It says DuckTales Remastered, which is fantastic. He's lucky he's got that pin. You know, we've got some planes. In fact, some of these pins you might recognize later as being on my lanyard to trade. But, you know, he's got a monorail. You got the boat. Some more monorails. I mean, so he does have a lot of pieces of collections. This guy, you'll see on mine later, but is one of the pins we got from Disney Movie Club. You know. Now, this is something that he is collecting. This is one thing he is collecting. He loves Oswald. Oswald is his favorite Disney character. Oswald being the original character, kind of stands out for him and speaks to him. So he loves collecting anything Oswald. He also likes Star Wars. Yeah. He collects what he likes. He doesn't collect as a let's make some money kind of collector. The way these books work is, for those who weren't picking up on it, is you've got like a felt cardboard page. You know, you got the pins on one side. On the other side, you got your pin backs, keeping them in place. You wouldn't want to double-side it because then they would crack into the other pins and scratch them up. But this is one way to protect your pins, whether you're a hardcore collector and you have the huge books, or whether you're just a regular, you know, collector. You're collecting the pins or the characters you like, and you want to put it in a book just to keep them safe. You know, that's the method he goes by. Me personally, I'm going to show you in just a second. I like to put it on display because, you know, I want people to see my pins. I want to be able to look at my pins on a day-to-day basis and get excited about it. So, give me just a second. We're going to switch over and you're going to check out my pin collection. Alright everybody, for those of you who've been watching my vlog for a while, you kind of know this is the background behind me on most of the episodes. This is my desk. So you can see my Walt Disney World Best of Volume 1, my notepad that I pretty much write down all my episodes on for Mondays with Mickey. And then this, which is really bright at the moment, is my Coffee Master Journal from Starbucks. Kind of keep that all together as much as I can. So, alright. Behind me, which is the point I'm showing this, obviously, is my pin collection. This is where I keep the pins that I am personally keeping. Okay? Like I was saying, I don't keep as a collector who likes to make money. I keep because I like the pins and, you know, I like to display them. For one reason or another. Some have more personal meaning than others. I'm going to kind of talk about all my pins here in just a second. Some I just like. So, you know, I'm not one that collects to try to trade and make this investment, make a bunch of money. I collect it because I happen to like Disney and I really like to keep the pins and have memories on display at all times. So, starting off in this section, these are just pins that I kind of liked. Like this guy right here is the castle. See if I can get to focus on it. The train, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean, monorail, of course, Tinkerbell. So we got Cheshire Cat here. I'm a big fan of Cheshire Cat, so I'm collecting some of his pins. I do like Figment. I've kind of gotten into Figment, so I'm getting some of the Figment pins. You know, who doesn't love, you know, Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore? And Rabbit. Maleficent being one of my favorite bad guy characters. This was also a special edition pin through our Disney Movie Club, so I definitely had to get that. You know, I like the classic ears, so I wanted that. This is Olaf here. I probably would never have bought this pin normally, but because it was a special edition pin through Disney Movie Club, I figured I'd, you know, go ahead and collect it. These are some of your different Epcot pins, like Horizons and Westcott and all that. This little guy from Fantasia. Fantasia being the movie that brings my favorite character to life, so I'm trying to collect some of the Fantasia pins. Right here is Prince John from Robin Hood, one of my favorite animated movies. Of course, Mad Hatter. Gotta have Mad Hatter. Now I'm going to jump over to the other side before I go to the center section. Now this section is where I'm collecting some of my favorite stuff. Stitch being one of my absolute all-time favorite characters. You know, this one right here, I got it at Walt Disney World. Let me see if I can get my shadow out of the way if I can. Let's see, we've got Hook. Scar is a good bad guy. Gotta like Oswald. For those who don't know who Oswald is the predecessor to Mickey Mouse. He was almost Mickey Mouse. So, you know, I figured he's my son's favorite character. Plus, you know, he's the original, so why not include him? I just kind of like the ghost Mickey. I'm very sarcastic, so this is perfect for me. Let's see, Minnie Mouse. Now this pin I liked a lot for a lot of reasons. One, because Tomorrowland, I love it in Walt Disney World. But the movie itself, this is where this pin comes from, is Tomorrowland. I loved the movie. I think it was very original. I think that Disney should make more movies like that. I know it didn't do very well in theaters, but, you know, I'm glad to get this pin. I really want to get the other versions too. Let's see. I'm a Libra, so this pin is a Libra Disney pin, which, you know, for me, that just mixes. This I just thought was hilarious. Now we're getting into some more Star Wars stuff. You've got the basically the Bounty Hunters logo here. Favorite bad guy type character from the Star Wars universe is the Imperial Red Guard. So I'm trying to collect all Red Guard type pins. So like the actual Red Guard pin here, for example. I'm also, again, huge fan of Stitch. So if I want to find Stitch Star Wars pins, ooh, gotta get that shadow out of the way. Definitely want to collect these. As many of them as I can get. Stitch as the Emperor is kind of awesome. This one is probably my most expensive pin. Now again, I don't collect pins for money. I collect them because I like them. I like this pin a lot. The whole hologram Emperor Stitch I thought was fantastic. You can't really tell from the video, but that is like clear blue glass. It's really awesome. But it was expensive. I had to buy it individually, so it was pricey, but well worth it. And of course, Master Stitch. And this guy right here is pretty cool. This is a guitar pick pin from the Rock and Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios. Probably one of my favorite rides at Hollywood Studios, to be honest. And this is cool because the pin, the pick, which of course now it's not going to come out, but the pick itself, it's not wanting to cooperate, but this pick does come out. Yeah, so you can see it pop back in a little bit. But it's like a kind of a blue, marbly kind of look to it. Now on to the center section. Sorry if this thing's getting blurry and such. I start off the top here. The Sorcerer Mickey hat. You know, as a huge fan of Sorcerer Mickey, I had to have it. Got Mickey and Minnie and just kind of silver pins. It's really hard to tell. I apologize for the lighting, guys, but there you go. There you go. Now this one's cool. This came in a 2-pack set. I'll Be Your Mickey and then I'll Be Your Minnie. My wife has the I'll Be Your Minnie. Alright, I'm going to jump down. I'll go to that next section in a second. These are just pins I really like. Now one of the things I do like to collect is I like to collect pins that have some meaning to the parks themselves. Like this right here is a pin about the survey markers, which are pretty cool to kind of find them. These pins right here are Disneyland tickets. The different lettered tickets, which back in the day determined what attractions you could go on. This pin right here I got because, honestly, the park's about to be rebranded, and these pins are going to disappear. And I really wanted to keep something that reminded me of Disney's Hollywood Studios. Beneath here, I've got some Disneyland pins. We got Jack Skellington. This guy right here, let me go back. He came from the same collection that my book came from. The Disney Studios collection. It's the Walt Disney Studios collection. I think that collection's awesome. I want to collect more. These guys came from, I believe, Hong Kong Disneyland, which are really cool. I like to keep things in the parks. This is something we picked up, the Disney Conservation Fund. We picked that up at Disney's Animal Kingdom in Florida. And you know what? Again, it had special significance to me because we were donating to charity and we got a really cool pin to go with it. And then finally another Disneyland pin. Now on to the one set of pins that really matter to me. These pins have special significance. I'm going to show them one by one here. We've got the College of Disney Knowledge, Aulani. The College of Disney Knowledge, Walt Disney World Resort. The College of Disney Knowledge, Disney Adventures by Disney. Sorry, tongue-tied today. College of Disney Knowledge for Disneyland. And College of Disney Knowledge for Disney Cruise Line. This set of 5 pins you cannot buy in stores. The only way you can get those pins is by completing Disney's training course for your authorized vacation planners for Disney. So, you know, when I was working with 3D Travel, and being that they are a earmarked agency, they've made sure everybody went through the full College of Disney Knowledge program. And when you completed the program, one of their gifts are these pins. Along with, of course, the certificates that you get for completing each course. But these pins are really what started my collection, my personal collection. So they have kind of special meaning for me. You know, it was not only the start of my collection, but it was kind of a personal accomplishment. So now on to another thing you might have already noticed is this guy right here. This right here is my lanyard for Walt Disney World, or whenever I pin trade. Okay? You can see I've got my little weight thing. This is something I got at Disney when we went last time around. I thought this was really cool. Again, huge Sorcerer Mickey fan, so this was perfect for me. Plus, I found it interesting that the Sorcerer hat was still on this guy, and the Sorcerer hat had already been taken from Disney's Hollywood Studios. And this button is from our Epcot passport. You know, long story short, we ended up with 2 of them because one of our passports got stolen while we were at Epcot, and they replaced our passport package. Well, with that came a second button, so this button ended up on my lanyard. But these pins are up here. I have another Tomorrowland pin, another Castle pin, I got cowboy hat, Donald's cap, you know. Just got some general pins up here. These are pins I'm going to take with me next time I go to Walt Disney World to trade. Now granted, I might get some more pins before then, but you know, these will be pins that I take with me with the intent of trading. So, I know the video quality here hasn't been fantastic, but if you see any of these pins that you want, get in touch with me. Maybe we can work something out. So, this is my pin collection. You know, I hope you guys like it. I'm one of those, again, I collect not because I want to collect and make money. I collect because I honestly like to collect them. It is, you know, it's something I want to have on display. It brings memories of being at Walt Disney World, you know, my home away from home. So that's why I collect them, and here's my collection. Alright guys, welcome back. Sam's still with me. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, you know, there's no right or wrong way to do pin trading. Okay, my son does it one way, I do it another way. I didn't show my wife or daughter's collections because they have them under lock and key. Now, they are not, again, they're not hardcore traders yet, but they are competitive, and they don't trust each other. So, I hope you guys liked it. Like I said, there's different ways of doing it. I display mine on a board because I want people to see it, and I want it for my memories. Frank keeps it in a book, so that way he knows they're not going anywhere, he knows they're safe. Although he has started talking about wanting to do a board like mine. So we'll see how that goes. Other people put them on huge boards. I mean, everybody's different. You know, whatever suits you. I know people that wear pins daily because they love Disney. I've seen people put them on hats, leave them on lanyards. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever speaks to you. Me, like I said, I want it on display for memories. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will be doing a tips and tricks episode at some point. It won't be the next episode, but I will do a tips and tricks episode to teach you guys, you know, the best ways to collect if you want to become more of a hardcore collector. You know, things to look out for, how to identify fake pins, how to trade in the parks specifically. In the meantime, if you want that kind of information and you didn't get it out of this video, just shoot me a message. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. Like I said, we pin trade whenever we go to the parks. So, you know, any way I can help, feel free to ask. And And apparently Sam really wants my attention. So we're going to go ahead and end this the way we always end it. Walt said it best. I hope you never lose sight of one thing. This was all started by a mouse. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye now. Goodbye, Sam.